a few things regarding fundamentals of remote sensing and some part of the GIS as to. So as we know that the term remote sensing is a very peculiar word, and we have been using for a long time. So remote sensing is nothing but something should be sensed remotely. Okay, that is the basic definition of remote sensing. Yeah, as we by technology technically we can have the term definition like remote sensing can be defined as an art and science and technology obtaining information about an object without being in a physical contact. Okay, it can be through aerial photography or satellite scanning. So that is actual definition. But if we talk about remote sensing in a simple way, we can have something without being a physical contact. Okay, we are getting information or obtaining some information about an object without being physical contact. That is remote sensing. Okay, I hope this is clear. That's what remote sensing. Here there's the eye, and we have studied already in a biology in a olden days, I mean in a childhood. There will be the cornea and retina and the people here, and that's what it's act a lens here. Okay, so rays will be emitted from our eyes, and it will fall on the object, and definitely the albedo value is the whatever the bouncing back, the radiation will be coming to us back, and then there will be a image forming here. Image will form, this what is a focal length of see everything we have studied in the physics also. Okay, I'm not going to not deep. And then there will be space platforms are comprises in a three way. So for example, space segment should be there, and sensor system will be there, and ground segment. So we'll talk about what are these, how it will function. And this is very important term, elements of remote sensing. Okay, what are the elements involved in remote sensing? That's the basic question has been asked for the students as well. Okay, these are the seven elements we need to focus on this. So for example, first and foremost thing, there should be a light. That is what energy source or illumination. Okay, this is what light. This is the solar radiation. That's what sun is the universal boss, right? This is what solar radiation or energy source for entire globe, isn't it? And then we have the radiation and atmosphere in between that. So this is the target point. Okay, for example, we are focusing on this particular point. There's a C point, and then there will be a radiation or atmosphere in between, source to sink. Just think about, and then interaction with the target point. This is the C point, and then recording of energy by the sensor. Look at this. In a satellite will place the sensor, right? So satellite will revolve around the earth, and there will be a sensor which can record the energy. That's what a response is. Okay, and then we have the transmission, reception, and processing. Everything will take care of at the ground segment. This is what as a ground segment we have seen here. Okay, this is a ground segment. Space segment, then sensor systems, and then ground segments. So Earth receiving station will be the ground segment here. Okay, and then interpretation and analysis part, this will be depend on the output. Okay, whatever you have done so far. So for example, you have downloaded the satellite data, and then you have gone through everything, and once you have taken the output, so there you can interpret and analysis comes in the picture. And then for application can be in a wide range of application in GIS. You can name any field, and you can apply for that. Okay, that's these are the seven elements involved in the remote sensing. Okay, same thing discuss here one by one. I just you can go through it. Okay, what are the first requirement, second requirement, like that. So what you have discussed so far, the seven elements, same thing elaborated here. Nothing is there. Okay, for example, the process of remote sensing can be, look at here. This is the globe. Okay, the greenish portion is a globe. Think about this. Assume there's a globe, and then we have the target. We have targeted here. Okay, you can see the arrow mark here, and we have targeted here, and this there is a satellite revolving around the earth. Okay, and then radiation and atmosphere should be there in between these two. The dust particles or chemical, there are many things, in atmosphere, right? And then there is a ground segment or reception or processing will take care of here. Okay, and there this is a C point where energy recorded by the sensor or by converted by the sensor actually. Okay, here satellite is there, and within the satellite we'll place the sensor, right? It depends on the event. Sensors are again two types. We'll discuss what are the active and what are the passive, how it works. And then for example, this could be taken by the sensor, whatever the portion here can, as it is once you imported the GIS, and by doing the some atmospheric correction or basic corrections, temporal correction, radiometric corrections, you will reach to this point. So this is the what image exactly. The black and white you can't distinguish what is there in the exactly, but once you convert into the true color, you'll get something. Okay, the blue portion you can have the water body, whereas the green portion maybe forest area or agriculture field, you can defend further. Okay, and then interpretation part is same things. This is the interpretation analysis. We are taking some output from this kind of satellite images, right? So that's what interpretation analysis will be. And here we have the three segments definitely. So rather than doing this, let me explain here. So this is the platform. Okay, you can consider platform as be airborne, spaceborne, or groundborne. So maybe spaceborne comes under basically satellites. Okay, spaceborne. Airborne can be aeroplane, helicopters, or balloons, or nowadays we'll use in a weddings or of marriages. You can have the drones, right? So that's also comes under airborne, and we can get the information, isn't it? By using drone, we can record the entire meeting or whatever the things happen, right? And then there is a ground bone. Yeah, this is very simple way, as we do in a surveying, as well as by using tripod also you can use, or else you can just moving vehicle, right? Then it leads to forms of tables or charts simply. And then space one can be, yeah, this is what antenna, we can use internet and you can download the images. Okay, a huge data being generated by using satellite, okay, every second. So then once you download the data, so whatever the download data should be imported to GIS software, and then there you can analyze the data. So that is what digital interpretation. By doing so many, the process pre-corrections factor, we have to apply that analysis part, and then we have to set for our goals, and then accordingly we have to work for that. And then here spaceborne, sorry, airborne can be have, it will only photos or images will get, right? So there we can analyze visual interpretation. So for doing so, visual image interpretation, there are the elements which are involved in the image, visual image interpretation. For example, if I shown you a shadow of a Eiffel Tower, you can guess what is that, isn't it? That's what visually means. Just eye to eye, we can have the analysis part. And for example, if I shown a Taj Mahal, shadow of Taj Mahal, you can imagine that yes, this is a Taj Mahal, isn't it? That's not visual image interpretation. There are the elements where we can use shape, size, shadow, or just we can have depth, height, everything. If I shown a image of a tree, yeah, you can assume that yes, what could the height of tree, isn't it? Such analysis we can make, we can have the in visual image interpretation. Okay, so output can be hard copy or soft copy. Your hard copy is nothing but printouts. A soft copy you can store in laptops or PC or floppy disk, CD, DVD. Nowadays we are not using, but yeah, you can store anywhere. And here decision making is nothing but by using, for example, if you have done a survey, okay, by taking some elevation points, and then by using you might have gone through how to draw the contour lines, right? So contour map generation. For example, if you have done something, there you can analyze on a graph sheet. Yeah, wherever the elevation is higher, that's what the high elevation. Then again for lower elevation, you can have the analysis, and you can draw the flow accumulation also. Okay, or flow parameters also. For example, rainfall occurs. You can just imagine that definitely due to gravity water will flow from higher elevation to lower elevation. Similarly, by looking at observation physically it's okay, but how do you represent on the map, or on a graph? That is a different case. So for example, if we gone through this study regarding the elevation points by drawing charts or contour map, there you can make the decision. That's what. Okay. Yeah. Here, regarding sensors, we have sensors. Sensors do only. It will take the quantity, a physical quantity, and it will record itself, and it will convert into signals. Okay, that's what definition of sensor. Okay, if you Google it, you can find the number of definition, various kinds of definition of sensors. But this is what actual physical meaning of sensor. And then this is the oh yeah, by using, this is the aerial survey actually, and this is all using balloons. You might have seen such figures, and this is the satellite revolves around the earth every time. Okay, there are the again two types satellites, geosynchronous and sun synchronous. We'll discuss later. If time permits, I will discuss what are the satellite. And then here, yeah, electromagnetic spectrum is somewhat very important in remote sensing, because whatever the sensor will work within this visible range, and some part of the sensor will work beyond the mid infrared also. Okay, but it won't go beyond this cosmic rays, gamma rays. These rays won't work out, right? So this is what visible range, we know that from basic physics. Okay, 0.4 to 0.7 micrometer, or 400 to 700 nanometer. Yeah, you can talk about. And then this is the line, or what it indicates, this, what the wavelength. Okay, lambda, what is mean by lambda? This is the basic concept. I'm not going to deal that now, but the focus is on the basic interaction between electromagnetic energy. For example, I'm taking just for water body. You can name in place of water body. You can take agriculture feed, or anything you can place in place of water body. Okay, basic interaction between electromagnetic energy and for example, I'm taking with with respect to object. I mean water body. Okay, what it happens? This is the incident energy. Okay, this is the incident energy. Once it touches the surface of the water, okay, it will convert into three energies. Okay, what are three energies? Rest three are reflected energy, transmitted energy, and absorbed energy. Okay, once the incident energy hit on a surface of the water body, okay, water body or any object on the ground surface, definitely it will form a three kinds of energies. Okay, so for example, reflected energy, again it depends on the property of the object. Okay, for example, it hits on a rock. Okay, reflected energy is different. Transmitted energy, some part of the energy will be absorbed by the water particle, right here, water bodies. Okay, you know that the incident energy, for example, this is 100%. Incident energy is 100%. Then you can't say that absorbed energy is 50% or 40%. For a particular object, there should be some value, right? So for example, if you are taken in place of water body, if you are taken agriculture field, okay, for example paddy field, so there will be a reflected energy and there should be a transmitted energy, there must be absorbed energy, but percentage will be vary, isn't it? It depends on the matter. It depends on the particular, right? That's what. Just we have absorbance, transmission, reflection. This is the definition. Absorbance is nothing but radiation. That's what. Whatever the particle bounce back. Okay, that's what absorbance is. Okay, absorbance means it can take it. Sorry, it can take it. Okay, transmission is nothing but passes through the target. Okay, this is the target. Water body is target. So this is passing, right? So some part of energy will be absorbed. by the by the object. That's what absorbance. Reflectance is bounce back. Is this clear? Yeah. For example, if you have taken incident, total energy is the incident energy, or that's what total energy, and there will be three kinds of energies. That's what absorbance energy, transmission energy, reflection energy, right? So, for example, you divide with the total energy, right hand side and left hand side as well. Okay, total energy by total energy one. That's what, and then absorbance by total energy absorbance. Okay, transmission by total energy transmittance, and reflection by total energy is reflectance. Okay, yeah, you know that the block body will absorb more or reflect more. Can anyone answer, please? Reflect more, block body, or absorb more?
Absorb.
Absorb, right? Very good. That's what we won't prefer in a summer season. So it will absorb the entire solar radiation. That's what. So for example, in a same equation, you can place name any. So for example, if a transmittance is zero, just rewriting the equation. That's it. Or else you can absorbance. You told the absorbance is more for sorry, block body. So, okay, the reflectance. What about the reflectance for a white block body? It is approximately.
White, sir.
Yes, approximately zero.
White.
So yes, for white it is 100%, and there will be a reverse, right? So just rewrite, just name the what black body or white body, and then rewrite it. So just I have taken the transmittance is zero, then just I have reflectance is equal to 1 minus absorbance, or absorbance is equal to 1 minus reflectance. Okay, this is basic equation. It's not. Yeah, for example, incoming solar radiation is 100 unit or 100%. Okay, these are the parameter where it can be one in a distribution factor. Okay, for example, there will be atmosphere, there will be cloud, there will be particles. Okay, so top of the atmosphere, then 19% absorbed by the cloud, and then directly we are getting only 51% at the top of the surface. Again, it depends. Don't say that it should be in a this parameter will change with respect to season. Okay, in a summer different, you can find different condition in summer as well as winter or rainy season. Okay, it depends on the season as well as the intensity of rays. Okay, yeah, this is very important. Look at this. This is the reflectance curve. Okay, reflectance curves for a particular object. For example, I have shown you vegetation, soil, and water and snow. Okay, only four parameters I have taken. So here, this is what only water body. Okay, this is the for water body. For example, if you have taken the photo of a water body, you will get the reflectance very less. Okay, this is y-axis indicates the percentage in reflectance value, and the x-axis denotes wavelengths in micrometer, right? So for example, if you have taken the photo of a water body by using there is an instrument called spectroradiometer. Okay, by taking a spectroradiometer, if you have taken the photo of a water body, any water body, okay, any water body, the shape of curve will be similar. Okay, this is the shape of, so you can have only less than 5% of reflectance in the water body. Okay, similarly, if you by using a spectroradiometer, if you have taken the agriculture or vegetation photo, then you will get the, this is the signature. Okay, so this pattern will be same for all vegetation, but only shifting a graph up or down. Okay, it depends on the pigment content of pigment or color of the what the leaf or the agriculture or vegetation feed. Are you getting? And this is what this is for soil. Okay, the pattern will be same for block cotton soil. Okay, sandy soil, or any other all the mountain soil, you can name any kind of soil. Okay, loamy soil, or you can silty, clay, anything you can name. The pattern will be same, but you will find the up and down shifting in the graph, because Why it's it? For example, this is the soil graph. Okay. For example, if you have taken for a block cotton soil, the particulars or matters is different. For example, if you have taken same soil for a block cotton soil, if you have applied, by watering it or just add the water to the soil, what about the graph? It's shift above or below, up or down. If you increase the moisture content of the soil, what will be the graph? The curve, up or down? Definitely goes down, right? Because when you add the water, what happens to water? This is the water body, right? So it will come down. It won't reflect much. It will absorb. Are you getting? Radiation will be absorbed by the soil. That's what. Similarly here, okay. For example, the healthy condition. Why we are showing this graph means, for example, if you want to know the agricultural land whether is a stress condition or healthy condition, by looking the graph we can know that. Okay, by using not only spectroradiometer, you can take the images and you can just have the analysis in the software, just whether this shifting up or down depend on the condition of the, for example, it's reflectors more than 50%. For example, it is around 50%. The reflectance is more than 50%, then definitely it is in the stress condition. Okay, if it is healthy condition, the pigment is high and high content. So chlorophyll pigment is main reason for to have the greenish color in a leaf or vegetation, right? So depending on this graph, okay, we can analyze whether the vegetation is stress condition or healthy condition. Are you getting? And this is the first snow, as for snow or for rocky area, for sandy soil. This kind of graph will be generated by using spectroradiometer. Okay. Any questions here so far? No questions? Okay. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, here. Oh, sorry. It is there already, right? So no pigment. This is for no pigment. So you can have a no graph shifting down. So this is an stress condition. So depending on the atmosinian chlorophyll content, atmosinian content. This is the pigment types. Depending on the various pigments, graph will shift up or down. So you might have seen various nowadays for decoration purpose or various kinds of different color leaves are there already outside market. So you can just to have the analysis, you just go and take the images and you can take the signatures. So the curve, okay, this curve difference in the shifting up or down, it shows that the way the agriculture or the vegetation is whether it's stress condition or healthy condition. Okay, and these already platforms are already discussed, right? So groundborne is a van or tripod or a jeep. Then the airborne is balloon or aircraft, or even you can include drones also. And here spaceborne satellite or stations, right? And there are the two types of satellites. Okay, geostationary and sun synchronous satellites. For example, so it flies at 35,000 kilometer, and yeah, with respect to earth, geo is nothing but earth, right? So with respect to earth, the satellite is same. That means relative velocity is zero. Okay, so here I have shown somewhere. Yes. So for example, this is the geostationary. So it focuses on the particular location. For example, Indian IRS 1, 2, 3. Any you can name any Indian remote sensing satellites. You just it will focus on only India. Okay, it won't bother about the America, England, and any other country, but it will focus on only Indian Meteorological Department. Only it will give the data regarding the Indian weather conditions. For example, the weather satellite will have focus on only weather condition. So every time, every second, it will generate huge data. Okay, that's what every time we'll get in a news channel that saying that okay, evening 4 o'clock there is a rain, there is a chance of rain. So it will focus on only particular location. With respect to earth, the relative velocity is zero. Okay, that is what geostationary. Whereas polar is nothing but different velocity. Okay, for example, 24 hours per day, 24 hours is for Earth revolution. Then the sun synchronous polar orbiting are different. Okay, these are the example. Okay, and there are various other satellites are there, communication satellites and weather satellite, navigation satellites. These are the various satellites. It depends on their own purpose. Navigation satellites, it shows the GPS. Okay, even there are many satellites which can have for use for communications. Okay, communication basically geostationary will work. Okay, any questions so far? No questions? Okay. Yeah, I promise you to explain, discuss regarding sensors. Sensor is nothing but I told you, it will record only reflected energy. That's it. Okay. Or emitted energy from the various object. For example, you have taken the photo with your mobile phone. It will emit some radiation and it will just send, there will be a sensor in a mobile. It will record whatever the bounce back energy. Okay. Reflected energy or emitted energy from the object. And this is again sensors of two types, non-form image forming and then image forming. Non-image forming is nothing but spectrometers or radiometers or IRs or laser ranger. Okay, you might have seen this laser ranger. Okay, you might have played with this laser ranger, right? So it will take the information but it won't form any images inside it. Okay, yeah, it will emit the energy and it will hit the object. It will capture the image but it image won't form. That's what non-image forming. Whereas image forming, there are passive and active. Okay, passive is nothing but name itself, no energy. It depends on the external source of energy. Okay, measure reflected energy or emitted energy from the surface. Okay, doesn't have own source of illumination or energy. Okay, for example, if I told you, raw example, this is what no mobile phone without flashlight and with flashlight. Active is a with flashlight. Okay, for example photographic camera, then these are the examples. And then measures the backscattered or reflected energy or emitted energy from the surface. uh, it will have the own source of energy. For example, if you want to take images or if you want to have some analysis in during night time. Okay, so passive will not work out, isn't it? Because it will work only in a daytime because there is a source of energy of sun is the main source for this passive sensors. Whereas active, it will have the capacity, it can take the images, it can take the photos. Okay, it can take the information during night time also. Okay, that's what active sensor. Flashlight, I mean mobile without flash and with flash. Do remember that. This is what types of sensors. Yeah, there are the satellite sensors. Again, types of sensor we have categorized depending on the various purpose. Spatial resolution, then the spectral resolution, then radiometric resolution, then temporal resolution. So just have some brief idea about that. So spatial is nothing but locational. You might have know this. So spatial is nothing but locationally or geographically with respect to latitude, longitude or XY coordinates. Okay. The measure of smallest angular or linear separation between two objects. For example, if you want to separate two objects, okay. For example, revenue department will take care of such thing, or separating the plots, open plots, or agriculture field, the marking, different agriculture fields. So they will go for these special regulations. Okay, so high regulation definitely will have the only 1 meter by 1 meter regulations. Okay, nowadays 1 meter by 1 meter resolution sensors also available. That was a special resolution, high spatial resolution. Okay, and there is a second type of resolution, that is spectral resolution, refers to number of band being used in the sensor. Okay, it depends on the sensor, how many bands being used in the sensors. Okay, that's what reflect sorry, spectral resolution. Okay, so this is example. IRS one CD or one D or least four bands being used, and whereas Landsat 7, uh, Landsat ETM 8 bands are used. Like that, there are many sensor with different bands. Okay, and then radiometric is nothing but number refers to number of quantization levels. Okay, so how many quantization levels been used in the in a sensor been it depends on the radiometric resolution. And then there is a temporal resolution is nothing but the repetitive coverage area, or this refers to frequency of collection and a same position when it will cover. That's what return period. For example, in hydrology we'll talk about return period, right? Similarly, same thing. For example, a satellite is revolving around the earth. Okay, for example, today taken the photo of India, and when it will come back. Okay, that's what the temporal resolution. Okay, same thing, just elaborated here. Okay, I don't want to go this no. Again raster vector will come into picture. Yeah, uh, Ramu sir. Yes, Ramu sir is that there? Any questions? Yes,
No, sir.
no questions. Yeah, if you have any queries, please. No questions. Okay, we have discussed already spectral relations, all this. Just want to tell you something. Okay, right. These are the remote sensing, staggering, like remote sensing satellite and sensors. These are the name of the sensors. Okay, and here we have at what altitude been on a flight. Okay, and then orbital. That's what temporal resolution will discuss here. Okay, already told temporal resolution. So and then this is what temporal resolution. Sorry. Then this orbital period. Then this is the sensor type. Okay, list 1, 2, 3 pancometric. Okay, these are the types. Waves. Then again, you just go for it, and you'll find out the full form also, and number of bands. Okay, spatial resolutions. Okay, by what no the least measurement, linear and angular measurement, by using these kind of sensors. Okay, NIR is nothing but near infrared. Okay, and yeah, there is a term called SWAT, and then off nadir or nadir, whether it can be no more tiltable, or can we change the angle or not. That's what nadir and half nadir. Okay, and there is a one more term, yeah, same signature here, spectral signatures with the different types of materials or properties. For clear water you can have this graph. Okay, and for vegetation this is the signature. For a rock or maybe snow also, similar pattern will generate. And this is for soil. NDVA method is a different concept again. It is somewhat on a deeper level. I think it's not required to discuss here, but yeah. Yeah, elements of image interpretation. I told you, earlier. Visual during visual image interpretation, we'll go for I'll will consider shape of the object. Okay, yeah. Depending on the shape, you can. If I show you this aeroplane, you can just you can answer it because you know that shape, right? And that shadow, even for shadow also. If I show you the shadow of Eiffel Tower, yeah, you can get it, isn't it? Tone and color, again, tone is nothing but arrangement of this is what tone. Okay, how the grades will be arranged in a particular, you might have say heard the term skin tone fantastic, right? So similarly, tone and color depends on the texture, structure also. Okay, and the pattern, how spatially arrangement, locationally arrangement. Okay, this one, geometrically arrangement. And then yeah, this one, and height and depth, depending on the height and depth also. And then association, this is somewhat a peculiar term we'll use in image interpretation. Association is nothing but how related to another, a different object. For example, if I show you a car is definitely related to the road, right? If I show you the boat is association with water body, isn't it? Similarly, like, okay, student association with classrooms, like that. Okay, chalk is associated with the board, marker. Okay, I hope you got it right. And then advantage of remote sensing is the real time, definitely real time, because yeah, you can download today's image also right now. And then a spatial location and extender feature. Spatial location, this is a very no peculiar thing in remote sensing. Okay, latitude longitude you can collect, and this is what cheaper, and then definitely the faster. Manually you can't do it, but by using JS or remote sensing, it is very faster. And different scale, you can scale up and scale down. You can it depends on your choice. And UG updation, definitely it will update and upgrade also. And more analytical themes. Again, themes is nothing but different. We'll take different themes. For example, in a map, you can see a number of themes, right? Maybe there may be a water body, there may be a settlements or buildings or railway tracks, road networks, or maybe vegetation. Okay, these are the different themes, right? You can analyze individually. Yeah, there are some limitations. Availability of cloud-free data is somewhat different. In a rainy season, during a rainy season, there will be a cloud. So during cloud, you have to wait for that, right? So until unless there is a free, you can't go for it. If you want to take the data during cloud also, you can take, but there is a you can see the blur mode. Okay, yeah, for mapping, a smaller mapping is not required. That's a, and it takes a lot of time. That's what comes with it. And can't hold attributes. So a remote sensing cannot hold the attributes. That means numbers, attribute database. Okay, but you can apply this attributes Excel sheet to the direct GS. You can import it and then you can manipulate, but directly it can't take the attributes. Okay, analysis needs vectorization, so vector you have to convert into vector to raster, raster to vector, such thing. And these are the software available. Okay, Eradas is a very powerful, NV and Eradas two are very powerful. And then image processing, there are the two types: visual image interpretation and digital image interpretation are process. We have seen this: tone, shadow, size, texture, shape, association, everything we have seen. Okay, so similarly, same thing again. Okay, And this is image interpretation and analysis. This is very important part in a remote sensing. Okay, pre-processing, image enhancement, image transformation, image classification and analysis. Okay, those who are using mobile frequently, definitely they can understand this. Pre-processing is nothing but, for example, if you have taken the image, okay, in a background, you want to clip it, okay, so you just crop everything and you whatever the portion you want, just keep it. Okay, that's what pre-processing. You will apply some pre-processing tools in a image, in a mobile phone also. You will do it, I think. Okay, and then for example, you are taken in a water body or forest or any Eiffel Tower or anything, Taj Mahal. Okay, so in a background you can see a number of people or something. Okay, unwanted portion. Okay, you have to clip it or mosaic it in the GS. Okay, image enhancement is nothing but, for example, you are taken in a cloudy, you will change the color into some other color, isn't it? Your shirt is blue color, you want to take into red, you will enhance it. Okay, the improvisation, what you call. Okay, and then image transformation, this is the different, again you will do a number of themes, you will apply in a for same image. Okay, yeah, image classification is nothing, but this is something different. Until unless you use the GS tool, you can't understand that. So digital image can be how, in a different signature, depend on the different bands, spectral bands. Okay. For example, this is the seawater. Wherever the blue portion you can see, this is the seawater. Okay, and then this is the said water. Everything, agriculture field you can see. This is the beach. Okay, urban one, urban two, depending on the color or band, it will classify. Software itself, it will classify if you apply the legends. Okay, that's what, these are the legend. Okay, you might have seen in a wall paper also, or wall chart, you at the bottom, right side at the bottom, you can find the legend. Okay, so for example, the church or masjid is given in a somewhere in the map, definitely they will show it at the bottom. Okay, this is the image of church. Okay, and railway track, railway networks or road networks, whatever the thing. Okay, whatever there in the map, definitely they will show at the bottom. That's what image classification is. Okay, is that clear? Any questions? Please go for it. Yes. Hello. Yes, Ramu sir.
Rathod sir. Continue, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm done, sir.
Okay, fine, sir. From the audience side, if you have any queries, please raise your hands in software. Otherwise, you can speak out. Any queries? Sai Bhargavi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I conclude
Yes.
this with our vote of thanks. On behalf of GMRIT and the entire fraternity of the Institute and Civil Engineering Department, I give you really heartfelt thanks to our guest, Mr. Rathod Ravinder, sir. Today we have had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this definitely encourages us in our future exams to learn more and more about remote sensing. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Ramu sir for giving opportunity to have the class, and thank you for the participants. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Bhargavi. Thank you, Rathod sir, for spending your valuable time with us and enlightening related to some of the emerging topics in remote sensing and GIS. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. You can leave now. Students, you can leave.